All right, so welcome to another deep dive. Today, we are going to be tackling the future of B2B marketing.
Okay.
Specifically, what's on the horizon for 2025.
Right.
And we've got a stack of LinkedIn posts by marketing expert Jakub Labuda to guide us.
Great.
So get that B2B isn't about those quick win tactics anymore.
Interesting.
It's about building something much bigger. Brand equity and trust.
It's a fascinating shift.
Yeah.
Labuda points out that B2B buyers are incredibly savvy these days.
Right.
They're not sitting around waiting for webinars or demos.
Yeah, no.
In fact, a whopping 75% of them actually prefer a sales rep-free experience.
Really?
Think about it. How often do you click those contact sales buttons anymore?
You're right. I do a ton of research before even thinking about talking to sales.
Right.
It's like Labuda says buyers already have a short list in mind before they even start officially researching.
Exactly. So how do you get on that short list?
Yeah.
Labuda says that old school engagement tactics, chasing likes and clicks, just aren't going to cut it, especially for those high-level B2B decision makers.
Right.
Instead, we need to focus on building true brand preference, the kind that makes your company the obvious choice.
Okay, so let's unpack this idea of brand equity over engagement.
Okay.
What does that actually look like in practice?
Think of it this way.
Okay.
It's the difference between someone recognizing your logo
Right.
and someone actively seeking out your content, trusting your expertise, and feeling like they have a connection with your company. Labuda argues that building that kind of deep-rooted preference comes from delivering consistent, high-quality content thought leadership and a clear brand narrative.
It makes sense. It's like building a reputation. It takes time and consistency.
Right.
And speaking of reputation, Labuda doesn't shy away from talking about emotions in B2B.
Oh, this is interesting.
Isn't it interesting how B2B buying decisions are often seen as purely rational?
Right.
Like it's just numbers.
Yeah, it's all business.
Yeah.
Right.
But Labuda and recent studies show that B2B decisions can be just as emotional as B2C ones.
Totally.
And maybe even more so because of the high stakes involved.
Right.
Think about it. Making a bad business decision can have huge repercussions.
Absolutely.
So those emotions, trust, confidence, even excitement, play a massive role.
Yes, that they do.
So how do you tap into those emotions without being cheesy or inauthentic?
Right. That's the key.
Yeah.
Labuda suggests aligning your messaging with your brand archetype, which is essentially your company's personality.
Okay.
So if you're known for being innovative and bold, your marketing should reflect that.
Okay.
If you're all about reliability and partnership, emphasize those qualities.
Right.
It has to feel genuine.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
You need a strong brand identity to evoke the right emotions.
Right.
And you need to build that brand equity over time.
Exactly. And you can't forget about the customer experience.
Oh, right. The customer experience.
Labuda points out that B2B buyers expect the same level of smooth, user-friendly experiences they get as consumers.
Right.
Remember that stat about most buyers preferring a rep-free experience?
All right, 75%.
75%, yeah.
So your website and online presence needs to be top-notch.
Exactly. If buyers are spending most of their time researching independently, your website needs to be their go-to source for information.
Makes sense.
Think FAQs, detailed case studies, and maybe even interactive tools that help them compare solutions.
Right.
You need to make it so good that they don't even miss talking to a salesperson.
That's a high bar.
It is.
I'm guessing customer insights play a big role here.
Absolutely. Labuda is a huge advocate for infusing customer insights into every aspect of your strategy.
Yeah.
It's not just about collecting data. It's about truly understanding your customers' needs, motivations, and pain points.
So it's like being a detective for your customer, trying to piece together their needs and motivations to create marketing that truly resonates.
Precisely. Labuda argues that customer interviews, digital behavior tracking, and other research methods are crucial for crafting effective B2B marketing strategies.
This is all making me rethink how we approach B2B.
I know, me too.
It's not just about flashy campaigns or catchy slogans anymore.
It's about building something much more substantial.
Yeah.
And it starts with understanding the evolving landscape of B2B and embracing a more customer-centric approach.
Okay, let's take a breath here.
Okay.
This is a lot to process.
I know it is.
But I think this shift towards brand equity and deeper customer understanding is really exciting.
It is.
It's about building brands that people genuinely connect with.
I agree.
And before we move on, I want to know what's standing out for you, dear listener.
Yes.
What are you thinking about? What are you taking away from this so far?
And keep that stat in mind. 75% of B2B buyers prefer a rep-free experience.
Wow.
That's a huge opportunity for B2B marketers who can deliver an exceptional digital experience that anticipates and fulfills buyers' needs. It's a big one.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be back with part 2.
Sounds good.
All right, so we've established that B2B marketing is shifting towards building lasting brand equity.
Right.
And understanding the customer journey.
Yes.
But how do we actually measure the effectiveness of these new approaches?
That's a key question, and Labuda tackles it head-on.
Good.
He challenges us to rethink how we define and measure success.
Okay.
It's not just about vanity metrics like clicks and impressions anymore.
So what should we be focusing on?
Labuda emphasizes metrics that directly tie back to business goals, such as pipeline generation, customer lifetime value,
right,
and yes, even brand awareness.
But how do you measure something as intangible as brand awareness?
Well, Labuda recommends a relative approach, tracking changes over time. Using tools like Google search trends, website, traffic, social media mentions, and even brand lift studies.
Yeah.
He suggests looking at things like how often your brand is being searched for compared to competitors, or how much your website traffic has increased since you launched a specific campaign.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about seeing how your brand is performing in the market and how people are responding to your efforts.
Exactly. And remember, brand awareness isn't just about numbers.
Okay.
It's about creating a brand that resonates with your target audience.
Right.
One that they remember, trust, and are drawn to.
So it's not just about being known, it's about being known for the right things.
Yes, exactly.
Luba talks a lot about differentiation, standing out in a crowded marketplace.
He encourages B2B marketers to be bold and creative, to craft campaigns that are memorable and even entertaining.
Yeah, I like that.
Think about brands like Salesforce or HubSpot.
Good examples.
They've built strong brands by taking a stand, having a personality, and not being afraid to challenge the status quo.
That's a great point. If you're just blending in with everyone else, why would a buyer choose you?
Right. You need to give them a reason.
You need to stand out.
And differentiation starts with understanding your brand's archetype. Some core values and personality.
Right.
You need to know who you are and what you stand for in order to create messaging that resonates and cuts through the noise.
It sounds like this goes beyond marketing. It's about having a clear company culture and values that everyone embodies.
Absolutely. And speaking of embodying values, Labuda also talks about the importance of user experience in B2B.
Right, user experience.
He says marketers need to think like web designers, crafting digital journeys that are intuitive, informative, and enjoyable for the user.
Especially considering that most B2B buyers prefer a rep-free experience, your website needs to be their guide.
Exactly.
Looks like we talked about earlier, detailed FAQs, case studies, interactive tools.
Yeah, all of that.
Make it easy for them.
And it's about anticipating their questions and providing the information they need at every stage of their journey.
Right.
Think about the last time you had a great online experience. What made it so good? Chances are it was easy to navigate, visually appealing, and provided the information you were looking for without any hassle.
So it's about taking those B2C best practices and applying them to the B2B world.
Exactly.
No more clunky interfaces or confusing navigation.
Make it user-friendly.
Yeah.
And Labuda highlights a fascinating point here.
Okay, what's that?
He says that while buyers want more control in the research phase, a completely self-directed buying process can actually lead to more regret down the line.
Wait, so giving buyers more control can lead to less satisfaction?
Yeah.
That seems counterintuitive.
It is a little bit, but here's what Labuda says the data shows.
Okay.
The sweet spot is something called REAP-assisted digital purchasing.
Okay.
So buyers have access to self-service resources and expert guidance when they need it.
Right. So there's still a human element.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance.
So it's not about abandoning sales altogether. It's about integrating sales and marketing in a more nuanced way.
Right. And it's about providing support at the right time. Rather than interrupting the buyer's research process with unnecessary sales pitches,
I agree.
Think about those chat now pop-ups that appear the second you land on a website.
Oh, yeah. I hate those.
Sometimes you just want to browse and gather information without feeling pressured.
I definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
It's about respecting the buyer's journey and providing a helpful, non-intrusive experience.
Exactly.
Labuda also mentions the importance of leveraging customer insights to shape product strategy.
This is a big one.
Okay.
He says that marketers are uniquely positioned to gather valuable customer feedback.
Yeah.
And use it to influence product development.
Right.
Think customer interviews, digital behavior tracking,
Ah.
and analyzing data to identify emerging needs and trends.
So it's about closing the loop between marketing, sales, and product development, making sure the voice of the customer is heard loud and clear.
Exactly. And here's another mind-blowing stat Labuda drops.
Hit me?
He says 80–90% of B2B buyers already have a set list of vendors in mind before they even start researching.
Wow, that really underscores the importance of building brand awareness and establishing thought leadership early on.
It does.
If you're not on that short list, you're already at a huge disadvantage.
You are. So how do you make sure your brand is top of mind for potential buyers?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Labuda suggests focusing on building trust and credibility.
Okay.
Creating high-quality content that provides real value.
Right.
Showcasing your expertise through thought leadership. And sharing customer success stories that demonstrate your track record.
So it sounds like it's about becoming a go-to resource in your industry, the company that people turn to for information and insights.
It is. And he also mentions the importance of delivering a consistent brand experience across all touchpoints.
Right.
Your website, your content, your social media presence, your sales interactions. Yeah. Everything needs to align with your brand's core values and messaging.
Consistency is key.
It is.
I'm starting to see a theme here. Authenticity, consistency, and customer centricity.
Those are the pillars of successful B2B marketing in 2025. Labuda also highlights the growing importance of B2B e-commerce.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
He says it's no longer just a trend, it's a necessity.
Okay.
But it's not just about setting up an online store.
Right.
Labuda stresses the importance of integrating advanced analytics, personalization, and an omni-channel strategy to create a seamless and engaging experience for B2B buyers.
So it's about leveraging technology to enhance the buyer's journey and make it as smooth and convenient as possible.
Exactly. He suggests using data analytics to segment your audience.
Okay.
Delivering personalized content and product recommendations.
Right.
And using dynamic pricing strategies to stay competitive.
It's about making the buying process as easy and intuitive as possible for your customers.
And Labuda also advocates for using AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants.
Oh, interesting.
To provide instant customer support and guide visitors through the purchasing process.
Yeah.
Remember that stat about buyers preferring a rep-free experience?
Right, 75%.
Well, AI can help bridge that gap by providing 24/7 assistance and answering questions in real time.
It's about finding the right balance between automation and human interaction.
Exactly. But Labuda cautions against relying solely on technology.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of building relationships and providing a human touch throughout the buyer's journey.
So it's not about replacing humans with robots. It's about using technology to enhance the human experience.
Right. And just as important is ensuring security and compliance.
Okay.
Labuda suggests implementing robust security measures to protect customer data and ensure compliance with relevant regulations.
Right.
This is crucial for building trust and credibility, especially in the B2B space where data privacy is paramount.
All right, I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Let's pause for a moment and reflect.
Okay.
What's resonating with you most from this discussion?
For me, it's Labuda's emphasis on customer centricity.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that B2B marketing is ultimately about building relationships and delivering value.
Yeah.
And doing that while in a world where buyers are more informed and empowered than ever requires a deep understanding of their needs, motivations, and preferences.
I agree, and it's about challenging those traditional assumptions about B2B.
Right.
It's not just about generating leads or closing deals.
It's much bigger than that.
It's about building a brand that people trust, admire, and want to do business with.
Exactly.
It's about creating experiences that are not only informative, but also enjoyable.
Labuda's insights are a call to action for B2B marketers to step up their game, embrace creativity, and become true strategic partners within their organizations.
It's an exciting time to be in B2B marketing. The landscape is changing rapidly.
It is.
And there are incredible opportunities for marketers who are willing to adapt, innovate, and put the customer at the heart of everything they do.
I couldn't agree more.
I'm really eager to explore Labuda's thoughts on engagement marketing in the next part of our deep dive.
Me too.
It's not just about likes and clicks. He has a much deeper perspective on what it means to truly engage with your audience.
Right.
Join us for part 3, where we'll unravel the secrets of B2B marketing success in 2025 and beyond.
I'll be here.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the future of B2B marketing with Jakub Labuda as our guide. We've talked about brand equity, customer centricity, and the evolving B2B landscape. Now let's explore one of Labuda's most intriguing concepts, engagement marketing. And I'm not talking about superficial social media engagement. He's talking about something much deeper.
Right. Engagement marketing is about building those genuine partnerships with customers.
Yeah.
It's about moving beyond transactional interactions and creating relationships that benefit both sides.
He actually highlights this in a conversation he had with engagement marketing manager Marta Jurjazak on his podcast Blueprint.
Oh, yeah.
Her insights are fascinating.
They are.
One of the key takeaways is the importance of deeply understanding the client's business. It's about becoming a trusted advisor who can help them overcome challenges and achieve their goals.
Yeah, it's less about pushing products and more about being a strategic partner. Jurjazak emphasizes the need to have focused conversations, listen intently, and tailor your approach to each client's unique needs.
That requires a shift in mindset for a lot of B2B marketers.
It does. And technology can play a key role here. Jurjazak talks about the power of customer relationship management CRM systems to enable this approach.
So you keep track of all those important details about your clients, their pain points, their goals, their preferences.
Exactly. But she also stresses the importance of gathering both quantitative and qualitative data. Track those website visits and email opens, but also dig deeper. Conduct customer interviews, ask open-ended questions, and really listen to what your clients are telling you.
It's about going beyond the numbers and understanding the why behind the data.
Labuda echoes this sentiment. He talks about co-creation programs where you collaborate with clients to develop solutions that meet their specific needs. This fosters a sense of partnership and leads to more relevant products and services.
It's a win-win for everyone involved. And Jurjazak brings up a really interesting point about the power of physical events. Even in a digital-first world, there's something special about face-to-face interactions.
Yeah, you can't beat that in-person connection.
Right, those in-person moments at conferences, industry events, even small gatherings are invaluable for building strong relationships and fostering trust. You can't replicate that kind of connection online.
I agree. While we need to master the digital landscape, we can't forget about the importance of human connection.
Absolutely. And speaking of the digital landscape, Jurjazak also suggests evolving our approach to content. She recommends shorter, more visual formats that capture attention in our fast-paced world.
Labuda agrees. He encourages marketers to move beyond traditional product ads and lead generation campaigns and focus on creating content that is memorable, relatable, and even entertaining.
Content that reinforces the brand and makes it stand out.
Right. It's about creating content that truly connects with your audience on an emotional level.
Because that emotional connection is what drives true engagement. It's what turns casual browsers into loyal advocates who champion your brand and recommend you to others.
It's about building a community around your brand.
This has been an incredible deep dive. We've covered so much ground, from the changing landscape of B2B to the power of brand equity and customer centricity. And now this fascinating perspective on engagement marketing.
It's clear that the future of B2B marketing is full of challenges and opportunities, but one thing is certain, it's becoming more human.
And that's exciting. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to ponder. How will you apply these insights to your own work? How will you build those deep, meaningful connections with your customers?
How will you ensure your brand stands out in a crowded marketplace and earns a place on that coveted shortlist of vendors? The future of B2B is in your hands.
That's it for this deep dive. We'll be back soon with more insights and inspiration to help you navigate the ever-evolving world of B2B marketing. Until then, keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep pushing the boundaries.